All right, guys, all we had on was Witherspoon with foot. We'll find out more tomorrow.
Kyle, how do you make sense of this one?
Very happy. I'm exhausted. I thought we played extremely well at some times and played extremely bad at some times. Anytime you have 5 turnovers in the game, that means you didn't play that well. But you take those away, and every aspect of the game besides that, I thought the guys did very well. It reminded me a lot of the Arizona game we had last year. We had a game versus Arizona where it was like 30 first downs to 10 and like 500 yards to 200, but we ended up losing the game because we had all those turnovers. And today was very similar, so it looked like we were going down that same boat. But the defense, man, they stepped it up big, just getting the ball, those 2 turnovers to start. I think they were both in the red zone or backed up, so Pittsburgh was already in the red zone when they got it. Held them to 2 field goals. Offense to get going in the second half. But then when we got that fumble down there at the red zone to end, the defense to get the ball right back was huge.
Well, what does it say about the team that you're now in that position where you can lose a turnover battle like that and still come out with a victory?
These are the biggest ones. Everyone knows how well Cincinnati went, but the game today and the game at Tampa, those are games that we have not been able to win here, and to have 2 games like that where things don't go perfect, I think it says a lot about the character of the guys in there. I think we have gotten better in how we're playing, but it also says just our guys are just mentally a lot stronger, and they were pretty relentless through everything. They didn't waver at all. They were excited at halftime. They were excited in the third, and obviously they were real excited when we got back in.
Break down the touchdown to Pettis, how that play evolved, and what that says about Dante making a contested catch at the goal line.
Well, it was nice. I didn't get to see it all clean. I know it didn't come out right away. We tried to hurry up and snap it real quick. I know we had a guy in the flat and Dante running a stick route right on the goal line. It looked like he beat the guy on the inside, and from what I saw, I think the corner tried to fall back in, and Dante just stepping back to it from what I saw was huge because it wasn't like it was a play that got him wide open or anything. He ran a real good route, but they had like 2 guys fall back in, and just to have the aggressive hands like that in that situation looked like that's why we scored.
Especially for you guys. Well, you guys are now 3-0. You guys haven't been 3-0 since 1998. That's that team was pretty good back then. So.
Yeah, that is good, but that doesn't mean anything. I've been 5-0 and not made the playoffs before, so it doesn't mean much. But especially having a week off here, I know bye weeks are not fun after a loss. So to win one that way. We'll get 2 good days here of practice. We'll get away for a little bit, bring the guys in, and we'll get a couple extra practices in since we're going on Monday night. Give us a chance to heal up, but can't wait to get right back.
What do you make of the way Jimmy played, particularly since he was getting hit a lot more often today than he had the previous 2 weeks?
I thought Jimmy played well. He was put in some tough situations, with all the turnovers and stuff, and I think he had 2 picks, but they seemed like pretty good throws. Just went off those guys' hands a little bit, but they came after us. It was very similar to Tampa, and anytime somebody does that, there's a lot of it's feast or famine, and so it's going to be tight every time. And he hung in there, took some big hits, made some big throws, and when we did give him the time, he didn't miss much. So
how much of a hurdle can that be when you miss most of the whole season and you come back and you haven't really taken those hits to be able to deliver a lot of those passes on target?
I think it's huge. Always for a quarterback and anyone, but with him coming off the ACL, it's been longer. But you don't hit guys in practice, so you're going to get in the games, and I think sometimes the more Jimmy gets hit, I think the better he does. So he responded to it well and played very tough.
Are you concerned with the number of times he was hit, or do you think there are things you can do schematically to cut down on that, or is that just football?
No, that's just football. You'd love to pick up all those blitzes, but I thought we were getting rid of it pretty quick. They're shooting the safeties through a lot of gaps throughout the whole game, and a lot of times that dares you to throw the ball. But that's what happens when you see it. And what was neat is we were able to still stick with the run too, where it's some tough looks, but it's also feast or famine in the run game. And the key to that stuff is doing good on third down, which allows you to do it. And I think we were 55% on third down, which makes it a lot easier to be balanced.
Do you have any initial sense of the severity of Witherspoon's injury?
No, I don't at all.
What happened on that last turnover, the one that went off of Richie James when he was in?
Yeah, we're trying to time out the cadence. It's one of those fake jet sweeps just to change the structure of the defense. And from what I saw, it snapped when he was over the center, and we want to snap it when he's on the tackle.
Cal Juszczyk was a lot more involved today. Was that the game plan going into it, or was it just something that kind of evolved?
No, we knew he had a chance at some things. I mean, anytime he's a fullback, so he's doing a lot of blocking out there. But there's a few times we thought he could slip through, and he had a tough time slipping through there because of all the pressure. But Jimmy had to wait on him a little bit. He finally got past Barron, and that was one of the most impressive catches I've seen. I mean, it took a while to get there, so Jimmy had to let it go, and especially with that safety in his face, that was huge.
Kyle, what's been happening behind the scenes that enabled Dante Pettis to get the start tonight?
I mean, he's just gotten better each week. It's we all know how he finished last year. Had a few bumps in the road throughout training camp, which I think has been well documented and I've talked about. But I've been extremely impressed with how he's responded since the first week of the season. He's taken the challenge. He's been working as hard as anyone on our team. He had a really good week last week, and he came back and was even better this week. So, I see Debo we were going to start Dante last week based off of his practice, but just the first two plays we did kind of changed our mind on that because it's something we wanted to do Debo for. So Dante's earned it and helped us out today.
With all that being said, what went through your head when the pass banged off his hands and got intercepted?
Not much. I mean, it was a bang play. The ball was in the middle instead of on the right hash, so we were about 2 yards too wide with our split. It's a very quick throw where you just plan and throw, and it just went off the tip of his fingers. Wish he would have had a little bit tighter split on it. I think it would have been in his hands. It wasn't like he eased up on the play. I didn't think it was a bad drop. We always, anytime the ball touches your hands, though, he has the ability to catch it. But I think that was a lot just football.
As emotional as I've seen you after a game or as it was finishing up, is it because of the grind of the game, the emotion? What do you think you let loose like that?
Because of the grind of the game. The week before it was more relaxing. Could relax that whole last quarter. This game, it's very intense when you feel like you're doing some things, but you have no points to show for it. The turnovers were very frustrating, and to get back in there with our first two drives in the second half felt good, but then after that turnover was just intense, and we knew how big this game was. They're all big, but especially going into the bye week, we needed to win this, and we didn't make it easy on ourselves. It was extremely intense, like most of them, but it felt very good at the end of the game.
About Jimmy getting hit, but he was able to escape, I think, 3 sacks on that second to last play, another 3 a few series before. The fact that he's able to do that, that he trusts his knee that much, how much of that energy does that give the rest of the offense?
A lot. There's two feelings with it. Sometimes you're nervous as can be, just throw it away and get rid of it because no one's open. And then sometimes when he gets out of there, you're glad he did it because then you got a chance to make the play. So I have very mixed emotions whenever I see that. I don't know how I'm going to feel till the end of it.
Kyle, at 3-0, is it hard to have a bye week now, or do you just take it whenever you can get it?
We'd rather not have it. You'd rather not have it, but it's always good to rest guys up. You can always use this time to get guys healthier, but it is what it is. We know we'll come back. You always have a little time off when you get a Thursday night game. So hopefully it'll allow us to get a couple guys back who haven't been with us this year. And then we know those last 8 games are going to be a grind.
How do you sense school did out there today?
The fact that I didn't talk about him much throughout the game, I think he did very well. I got to watch the tape and see just exactly, but I didn't talk about him really all day. I know he had those 2 penalties, which I couldn't really tell what he did on them. Not that I was watching him either. But anytime you go through a whole game like that and you got a rookie starting for his first time and the play caller's not bringing up his name left and right, what happened, that means he did a pretty good job.
What went wrong on those 2 plays to Verrett when he took over from McKellar?
What's that?
What went wrong on those 2 plays when Jason took over from McKellar?
Just looked like he got beat. From the first one that I saw, it looked like somehow, I'm not sure exactly what, I don't know what defense we're in, but we got the safety out of the middle of the field and they threw a post over the top. I thought it was going to be uncatchable, and I thought he was on him pretty good, but their feet got tangled up, and then you always get the PI call on that. And then I believe they double moved him on the next time. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I just saw the end result, and he just got beat.
All right. Thanks. We've got Garoppolo.
Thanks, guys.